So in this video I'm going to show you how to create a patch to use the electroacoustics in the piece Audio App KO, and this patch can also be used for any other piece that will need any electroacoustics to be performed. So the main idea is to create this type of patch here, and I'm going to do it with a step-by-step tutorial and explain you how to do so. So at first we're going to press N, and this N, then we press M for MIDI in here. So it will acquire the MIDI data. Then we press again N, and we will press again N inside the N, and it's number. So it's just to check which number we get. So we connect the MIDI in to the number, and for example when I press this next here, I will get the number. First I need this, and then I press next, and I get a 9 here. So for example, if I press play from 1, I will get an 8, and if I play stop, I will get a 7. So basically we are going to use only one button for this whole patch, and it's going to be next. So the idea is to now route this data. So we reopen the patch by pressing POM-E, and we press N again, and we are going to route our data to the number 9. So it means that when we receive 9, we will route the data somewhere. And so the somewhere is here. It's press B as button, and you get this button here. So when you connect everything, you press again POM-E, so it means that when you press next, you have this toggle thing or impulsion that gets into the button. Okay, and if we press this one here, we get an 8 here, and because it's not rooted here, we don't get any impulsion. And again, if I press here, I get a 9, it's rooted 9, and it goes there. So it means that each time we're going to press this button, we will send a toggle impulsion, or that's data impulsion, into our patcher. So once we have this, the main idea is to have what we call a buffer. So the buffer is the place where we are going to have all our tracks, wave tracks, into the patcher. So for example, I have prepared it here. So you have to know where you put your tracks, so I put it here. That's not the correct patcher here. That is going to be the correct one, so I press POM-S. I can call it Audio App KO patch, or patcher, whatever. Save. So it's done. So it's here. So it means that in my patcher I have all my files here. And for this piece we have 33 different tracks. So the main idea now is to have all these tracks into a buffer. So to do so, we are going to press N, P, and P means create a sub-patch within a patch. And we are going to give a name to this sub-patch, and we are going to to give the name, for example, buffers. And so it opens this new window or sub-patcher window. And now we are going to put our files here. So to put our files here, we press again N, and we are going to call a buffer, and we are going to give the name of the buffer, although elec01, for example, and then the file name. So first the name, it's required, and then the file name. So the file name is although elec01. Enter. And it has to be exactly the same name here, although elec01. So now it means that if I do POM-E and I double click, it opens now my wave file. So that's for one, and now we need this for 33 of them. So the best to do is to reopen the patcher, so POM-E again, or Apple E, or Command E, whatever, and Option click and Option click, Option click. So we just multiply everything until we get 33 files. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 multiplied by 2, and then I will just need one more. So now basically I will have my 33 files, but I need to rename everything correctly, just to be, of course, sure that I will call the right file in the right buffer. So it means the name buffers here, plural, means that each one of this thing here is a buffer itself. So that's why this is the first buffer and it contains the first file. And then this is the second buffer and it contains the second file. That's why it's always a different buffer name with a different buffer file, or yeah, containing a different file. So yeah, it's not very interesting to follow here. So I will think when I will do the montage, I will simply jump this part so you get the 33 files prepared. So see you later. So here we are. I now have my 33 buffers, and I can check if every wave file is correctly here. So it happens to be, yes, we have the 33 files that we can call by clicking into the buffer. So let's close this window here, and I have now my buffers here in this part. So it's quite easy. If I press Command E and I double click, I get my 33 buffers here. So let's open again the patcher, and now we will tell the patcher to route our data acquisition into a cycle object, which will then play the correct file when needed. So press N, cycle, so round robin message to outlets, and as you can see here, I have only one output and I need 33 of them. So you press again, you put 33, and now you have 33 outputs. Of course, if I press 15, I get 15 outputs, and so on. But in this particular case, I need 33 of them, so I create 33 of them. And I can connect now this to my cycle object. And I will need a toggle, but not only one, but actually 33. Because each time I'm going to send the message here, I need it to correspond to a specific data sending, which is the cycle of the 33 tracks, to be clear, or to try to be clear. Anyway, let's do that. Now we connect every output of the cycle to each of the toggle. Here we go. And I will need now a play object. But first, yeah, maybe I can already show you how it works. So Command E, and now when I press next, you see that it's sending always an impulsion, but in my cycle it follows an output. Yeah, and of course I have my other patcher here, which is in use, that's why I have the sound already. Anyway, this is how it works basically, and this is what we will want for the following. So once it's done like this, I will need a new object. So reopen the patcher, press N, play, and so it means it's a sampler player. So it means that it's going to play a specific file, and in that case, I'm going to ask this object to play the buffer ordo elec 01, and so that's the buffer name here to be played. So the buffer name, which are in this sub patch buffers. So I created the buffer number 1, for example, which was called ordo elec 01. So now I want this object to play this specific buffer here, and the second number is going to be the number of channel that will go out of this play object, so it's 2. And now I connect it here. So basically I need to reproduce this object here. So when I will play the second one, it will toggle the second buffer, and so on. So for example, the third one is going to play the third one, of course, and the fourth one is going to play the fourth one, but I need to rename them, of course, because I need to give them the correct order and 4. And you have to do it for the 33 buffers, so that's 4. I need this for 33 of them. So I'll show you right now how it works. I will finish now, and So it's done. So I've connected my 33 toggles to the cycle. Then each toggle goes to a player for each buffer, from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, 5, 6, etc. to 33. And I have placed here some numbers just to as a reminder of the number of tracks I have to perform during the performance. So once it's done, we just have to reopen the patcher. We can add a live gain here, so we press N, live. You can go to the inspector here and you can put it horizontal here. You can place it here, and then again N and EZ. For EZ DAC it's audio output in Max, and then you connect the channel 1 to the channel 1 and channel 2 to the channel 2. Quite easy. But then remember I told you that I had the number 2 here as a channel output number, so it means channel number 1 goes into the channel number 1 and channel number 2 goes into the channel number 2, and so we keep here the stereo. Once it's done, you have to connect every channel 1 to the live gain channel 1 and every channel 2 to the live gain channel 2. So let's do this again for the 33 buffer players. So it's done. We can now check if everything works correctly. So you close the patcher, so it's Command E. So if we press 8, nothing happens. 7 or 6, yeah, 7, nothing happens. 8 and 9. Here it's working, but yes, I have to open the EZ DAC. So let's toggle the second one. So it will simply follow the cycle order of the 33 buffer players. So it's quite easy. And the difference with the playlist is that each time you will press next, it will overlay the playing of the track upon the previous track. So you can have several tracks playing together. If you press quite fast, you could have everything playing together. And etc. And if you want to stop, you have to toggle again, and then the cross flash to no light, and then it turns the player off. So it's quite simple actually. The only problem with this kind of patcher is that it's a bit big. So what we can do now is reopen the patcher, and we can choose to have a presentation mode, which will make the thing really simpler here. So show you in a minute. Yeah. So basically, you choose what you would like to be into the presentation mode. So for example, I would like this button here. So I go into the inspector and I press layout, include in presentation. And then I don't want the cycle, but I want every toggle. And they are already surrounded by this pink thing here. So it means that it's already in the presentation mode. So it's easy, you just select and then include in presentation or not, just as you wish. So that I put again the live gain, I put the easy DAC, and so now when you Command E again and you press here the presentation mode, it will simply put it this way here, which is quite convenient. And you can, in presentation mode, Command E again, and you can reorganize the way you want, quite simply. And then we have our patcher ready to use. So, thank you to follow, and I hope it helps, and enjoy. Thank you, bye-bye.